Alright, so usually I don't make videos about this because it's an exploit and we haven't figured it out and we're still like learning stuff about this. But I figured because we kind of need help, I might as well like write a thing or two on it. Maybe get a little credit for like some of the discoveries, even though I'm kind of just helping a little bit, not really doing everything. But yeah, okay. So let's say you just started your wipe. You got a bit of scrap and you're searching around for the best method to make scrap at Bandit. And you go on to like say YouTube or Google and you search up what is the best method for the wheel. And that's a pretty loaded question because half of the people will say there is no strategy, or half the people will say there is a strategy. Of the people that say there is a strategy, most of them fall into the first theory. So that's theory one. But I'm going to tell you that there's actually three theories. Theory one, theory two, and theory three. So, the way theory one works is that we're given that there's a velocity applied to the wheel at the start of the spin. And this velocity is between 7 to 10 from the code. And we have looked at the code, so we know that this is true. Okay? And when this spin is applied to the wheel, sorry about that. When this spin is applied to the wheel, there's a minimum spin 7 and a maximum spin 10. The minimum spin 7 would move one of those wedges here, to some point here maybe. While the spin 10 might move this point here somewhere, and then go completely around and lap 7 as it's supposed to, but then it goes a bit further than where 7 was because it's not an exact section. Now, you might think, okay, well that's not too bad, right? Well, if we have 25 sections, and let's say the difference here between these two parts is say 3 plus sections, I'm just going to go with 3 for this example. Just going from where 7 was to like fully lapping it would give us 25 as our odds, right? But now we go past that by 3 because the maximum is greater than that, which gives us some odds out of 28, and we're essentially counting these 3 in this section here twice the amount. This is where most of the odds are like built up. This small section of the wheel that overlaps, which increases the odds. Alright, now on to theory 2, which has about a quarter of all existing strategies partially use theory 2 without realizing they use theory 2. The way theory 2 works is mostly based on the code. In the code for the random numbers, it uses Unity's random.range 7f to 10f. This is where it like floats the number. So there's a bunch of stuff that if you join the Discord and ask the guys there, they will be able to explain it. But essentially it means that only whole numbers 7, 8, 9, and 10 are possible, which means that the only possible velocities that can be applied to the wheel are 7, 8, 9, and 10. But 7, 8, 9, and 10 aren't the exact number of sections that the wheel will be rotating, which means that in some cases we might have like half of a section being rotated, which creates this little error of plus minus 1 or 2 that can be caused from a partial section needing to be rotated, which is why the graph, which is also shown in the Discord linked below, has some error in it, and some of the outliers are probably caused from data being bad because I did it at 2 a.m. A lot of the theories that utilize theory 1 utilize one or two of these sections of theory 2 just on accident because not everyone realized it, but they just happened to notice it as they tried a few random things. Theory 3 is when we look at the code, we notice this we notice this counter of spin number plus plus. Now, if you look into the random.range documentation, you will notice that it's not actually random. It's pseudo-random, and it's generated using Zoro-Shift, the 128 algorithm. You can Google this if you want. Zoro-Shift 128. The way this number is generated is from a seed, and the same seed will always generate the same number. So same seed, same number. And it just so happens that the spin number plus plus is essentially, in code terms, a thing that will increase the spin number by 1 every single time the wheel spins. Now, if we were trying to use an algorithm to create a random number, and we need to have a different seed every time, it would just make sense for them to make the spin number the seed. So theory 3 says that the spin number is the seed, which would mean that every server that starts would start with the same seed. If that's the case, that would mean there is a list of 7 velocities, 8, 9, 10. There's a series of 8, 9, 10, and so on velocities that, while random, are always going to be in the same order no matter what server you start up on. As long as it's vanilla, of course. So, based on this current theory, to prove it, we just need people to make local servers. So you can Google on YouTube local Rust server, and you should be able to do it. You go to the wheel, and you just record it for like 20 or 30 minutes, and we'll be able to match up all of the spins that the wheel does for your server that you made and compare it to everyone else's. And if it all matches, that means theory 3 is correct. And if theory 3 is correct, it means that we will be able to predict with 100% accuracy what the next section the wheel will spin on. Meaning you will never lose any scrap to the wheel. Of course, even if theory 3 is wrong, theory 2 we've already proven right. So we still have a good method. It's just we can do 4 times better.